But when we look at this offense, something that has been, I mean, it's been all across baseball, but something the Cubs have been utilizing a ton is stolen bases. Across baseball, the stolen base efficiency right now is 80.5% efficient stolen base without getting caught.
Wow.
If runners keep successfully stealing at this rate right now, they're going to set all sorts of records in 2023. League last year was at stolen base percentage will be the first time that's over 80% ever in the history of a success rate. And I think about like MLB history, Ricky Henderson. If Ricky Henderson in his prime was right now stealing bases this year, how many stolen bases do you think Ricky Henderson would get? I think it's possible he could get 175.
Oh,
Isn't that just nuts? Like,
probably. I bet if he went 4 for 4 at the plate, he'd end the night 4 for 4 with 4 singles and 6 stolen bases.
Yeah.
He'd be on third before you knew it.
Yeah. Fun fact, Marquise Grissom, MLB leading 78 stolen bases with the Expos in 1992, is a total that has only been equaled to one major league player since then. And that is Jose Reyes of 78. And right now, Nico Hoerner is on pace for 92 stolen bases.
jeez.
So we haven't seen over 78 since 2007. And before that, we haven't seen over 78 since 1992.
What is Ricky Henderson's single season record for stolen bases? Is it like 120 something? Because wasn't Lou Brock like 118? I remember he broke that. Ricky Henderson broke that.
130.
130.
130.
A lot of bases.
There's got to be somebody in baseball that will get to that this year. There has to be.
I don't think 130. That'd be a lot. But with the new rules, like here's some things that I want to point out. Stolen base success rates in 2023 without a pitcher disengaging. So like, let's say he doesn't pick off at all, doesn't do any pickoff attempts. The percentage of stolen bases being successful is at 73%. If they step off or one disengagement or throw over one time, the success rate is 81%. If they've thrown over twice, remember, if they throw over twice, now they have to go home. The success rate of stealing that is 100% right now.
How many times did you sit and watch somebody try to pick somebody off? Like they throw over there like 6 or 7 times and then at bat before.
Right.
Yep.
And
no
now you know after 2, all right, this bonehead's got to go home.
And did you know that steals are like crazy up for stealing third base?
This was nuts. I didn't know about this until today when you were talking about it.
And it took until this Thursday was the first time a player got caught stealing third base. So like the success rate of stealing third base is super up. And when I relate this back to the Cubs, like we are seeing Nico Hoerner. He has 8 stolen bases on the season in the first 13 games. No Cubs player has done that in the first 13 games since 1906. Jimmy Slagle in 1907. Hoerner was caught stealing for the first time this season yesterday, which just want to say that was a balk. Urias basically went home, stepped home, and picked over and picked him off, which gets counted as a caught stealing. But that was a definite balk. Like I was listening to on the radio, and both like Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes was going crazy, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to check this out. Got home, went back and watched it. Definitely a balk. So even that, he should be perfect right now in the stolen base category. No caught stealings, but he's on pace for 92 stolen bases. For reference, Tony Campana was the last Cubs player to steal 30 bases when he hit that number in 2012. The next player on the list is Juan Pierre with 58 in 2006.
Didn't Tony Campana like steal most of those bases as a pitch runner in the 9th?
Yes.
Right.
Or late innings, he would get
So-
thrown in there. But the thing is, like, what I'm trying to get at is, like, stolen bases are crazy up. The rules of the pitch clock, like Jeff brought up pre-show, like the pitch clock of them kind of knowing when to be able to get a lead and get a jump has helped out a ton. I think just having Napoli over there, like Napoli's gotten some really good reads. I think yesterday he picked something up on Urias,
Yeah.
and when Hoerner got a jump and got a steal, and then Dansby Swanson got a steal, like he's getting some good reads over there. Napoli wasn't a big stolen base threat. But he was a catcher. He did play a little first, and he's just a smart, intelligent guy. And so I think having him over be the first base coach has made a huge difference of helping guys get good jumps. And I want to see more stolen bases. Like, I think
It's exciting.
It is. It's super exciting. It's reminding me of 90s baseball, 80s baseball. Like when there's a ton of stolen bases, action. It's great. So what are your thoughts, Kevin? What are your thoughts on all these stolen bases?
Well, quick thing. It was 1896 with Bill
Good
Lang.
Lord.
Yep. Isn't that crazy? Holy smokes.
Wow. Were there cars on the road back then?
That's why he was so fast, because they didn't have cars. He had to run everywhere.
Right. Yeah, I'm interested in how many games that was that he
Atlanta.
potentially would have had.
They played year round.
I'm loving this base running. You know, it's interesting because I remember last year, how many gaffes and what toot blands and crap like that we'd see around the base paths. Like the last 2 seasons, we had it all over the place. But I really think it was to prepare this. What's up, Jeff?
So what's a toot? Remind me what a toot bland is.
Oh man, it
Please.
says nincompoop in the name. Hang on. Toot bland.
Total loss of
Thrown out on the bases like a nincompoop.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Jesus. But I'm loving it. It's fun to watch. As soon as a guy gets on first base, you immediately pay more attention to the game because there's more than likely that guy's going to try for second, or at least the pitcher's going to pick over or be looking. Everybody's paying attention. The camera zooms in.
Yeah.
You're seeing how much of a lead he's taken. I'm loving it. And I love that we've got Nico out there just spinning the wheels. You know, I'm guessing we're going to have a couple other, anybody who gets on base on first is getting that sign.
Right.
Starting to take some runs.
Just for reference, even on Friday, Jan Gomes had a stolen base.
Right.
He's had 8 stolen bases in his career of 12 seasons, and he had 1 yesterday. I bet he ends with
all of them run.
I bet he ends with 8 this year.
Oh,
that'd
be good.
Book it. Joey Betts, put it down on tap bets. Put it out because Jan Gomes is going to get over 8. He's going to double his career.
I don't think he will, but that's just because he's going to hit so many dingers. He's never going to be on base.
There you go.
Jeff, what do you think about all this base running?
I love it. I think it's really exciting. And we brought it up when somebody gets on first base, you pay more attention. Like, I don't know how you guys are, but I'll normally follow something else on my phone when I'm watching the game on my TV. And as soon as somebody gets on first base, like my phone goes down and I'm just, when's he going?
Right. Is it now?
Right.
Is it now?
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's awesome. I think this style of baseball is what kids should be watching.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, like I coach basketball in the wintertime and everybody wants to shoot threes from the parking lot like Steph Curry. And I'm like, that's not how basketball is meant to be learned or played. And like all kids like want to do is hit stuff over the fence. They just want to hit home runs and trot around the bases. And that's not really how you should learn baseball at a young age. You should learn all the fundamental, like even bunting. I can't believe I just said that, but
I love that. Even
I feel dirty.
Scott brings up like all the extra stolen bases reminds me of Little League, and I love it. Like, yeah, Scott, like it does. It reminds you of a lot of Little League that there is a lot of movement on the base pass. And I know sometimes Little League it's because pass balls or the
fielding
catcher doesn't have an arm to be able to throw, and you're like, all right. I'm on third. If I get a base hit, I'm on third for sure. But like it's getting where there's action and where teams have to play maybe a little small ball. Even like yesterday, like Hoerner steals a base, gets on second, and then they hit a little dribbler and he ends up scoring when he gets to third after Dansby moves him over. Like that manufactures a run, because if last year he wouldn't have been on second because we wouldn't have stolen the base. And so it's just providing those opportunities, and we're going to see teams use it a lot more. Like I just think back of like pre 2016, there was a team of the Kansas City Royals that lived off of stolen bases and being super fast. They had one of the best defensive teams in baseball in the outfield, but all of them were super, super fast and they stole a ton of bases. And you're seeing that like kind of play out this year with different teams. We're still seeing a lot of home runs, but we're also seeing just a little bit more action in the game, and I love it.